So in a 100% case of right place at the right time, a couple months back, I was at GameStop and someone was trying to trade in this guy, this Pokemon XD Silver GameCube, but they didn't have any of the cables, so GameStop wasn't able to take it in. But luckily, I had some cash on hand, so I picked it up. And the main reason I did was because this guy came attached with a Game Boy player. And sure, I don't have the disc for the Game Boy player, but as things tend to go, a solution will present itself, and indeed, a solution has presented itself in order to make use of that Game Boy player, and it is this guy here, the GC Loader. Hey, breaking in real quick. This is Jay from the end of the video, hopping in because Jay from the start of the video forgot to say this. If you're new around here, just happen to stumble across the channel, please be sure to subscribe down below. Doing a couple videos a week covering retro and modern classics, and if you dig what I do, I would really appreciate you sticking around. About 70% of you aren't subscribed. Okay, now back to the other Jay. This allows for me to be able to boot ISOs from an SD card and be able to play the games directly from my GameCube. So what we're going to do today is we are going to modify a GameCube to work with the GC Loader. Now, we cannot just modify this silver one because I want to make sure that I am able to use my Carby HDMI adapter. And unfortunately, this GameCube does not have the digital out that I need. So we are going to be modifying my black GameCube as well as removing the GameCube player from this. Now, we have an overhead camera that we're going to be working with. This is the first time I've ever done this, so apologies if this is really terrible, but we're going to have a little bit of fun. Let's give it a shot and see how this goes. I've never done this before. This could absolutely end in tears. Let's hope not, because I would really prefer to have a really awesome GameCube. All right, so first thing is first, guys. We are going to start things off because we just got a really neat thing in the mail, and it is our Pink Gorilla Games bootleg buddy. Now, this has all the tools in it we're going to need, apparently. Again, I've never done this before, so I don't know. But if I'm going by what is on the website here for the GC Loader, we're going to need a Gambit 4.5mm security driver and a Phillips screwdriver size number 1. Hey, Jay, from the end of the video again, I wanted to break in and show off this guy a little bit. This is the Pink Gorilla Games bootleg buddy. Now, I do show it in the video, but you're not going to be able to see it that great. The white balance is a little off on the webcam because that's what I had for the overhead. I'm sorry about that. The quality's not great, but hopefully you guys will forgive me. But so here are the 4 drivers you get. You get a 3.8mm security or game bit. You get a 4.5mm security or game bit. You get a tri-wing screwdriver and a dual Phillips and mini flathead screwdriver as well. And one of the other things I really like about the bootleg buddy is you get some cards with it. And the cards are pretty cool because the cards give you a back and front of what the hardware is, and it also walks you through the basics of how to spot bootleg games. It's pretty awesome. This thing is fantastic. If you have not picked one up and you were into buying retro games, I strongly suggest going to Pink Gorilla Games and picking up one of these bootleg buddies. This is an invaluable resource. I'm so happy I picked this up. Okay, now back again to Jay from the past. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens here. This is going to be our 4.5mm Gambit driver, and here is our Phillips and flathead, because I'm going to need a flathead to take off the GameCube player, or the Game Boy player. Now, the one we're going to be modifying is my black Nintendo GameCube. This is one I've had since pretty much the beginning of my existence with a GameCube, and I am a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I'm hoping this works out well. We're going to see how this goes, and we're just going to be following along with the steps. So, let's flip it over. Okay. All right, I guess we're actually doing this. All right, step 1, remove the 4 security plates. Step 2, remove the back plate and front plate. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, that lifts right up. Hey, Resident Evil's in there. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Why aren't you coming off? Is it because you're clipped? Oh, that's clever. Oh, this is awful. Remove the 2 screws, unplug the power cable, and remove the fan unit. I'd like to point out that it says remove 2 screws. There are clearly 3 screws to remove. Okay. Remove all screws shown. That is a lot of screws. Holy Toledo. Remove top DVD drive assembly. Well, that's nerve-wracking. Okay. That's a DVD drive. No kidding. I didn't know that. Just the whole... Wow! Comes off, huh? Wow! That's crazy. All the screws, basically. Just take off all the screws. Word of advice, make sure the gaskets, the plastic bits, are off of the screw mounting areas, because it makes it hard to put the screw in when those are still on. Install the metal shell back onto the GameCube. Now you can start reassembly of your GameCube. Hey, that's pretty cool. All right, I dig that. Now, one of the things we could do that was very simple is we could just let this go as it is and leave it so there's this giant recess down here where I can put the SD card. But no, I wanted to go a little bit plus. I wanted to go a little bit higher and make this something that was a little bit more special for me. So I actually got an SD card extension kit so I can actually move this up. A 3D printed mounting plate. I actually got a 3D printed mounting plate to actually put inside of it since the optical disc reader is now gone. So I didn't want there just to be a giant hole inside of it. So let's get that installed as well. That probably should have been mounted underneath, eh? Take two. And done. At least done with that part, because now we get to the point where we actually have to set up the operating system for the GameCube for it to boot off of the SD card. So the operating system we're using is called Swiss, and I was considering showing you guys how to install it and everything like this, but honestly, when I did it, it was so easy that it didn't really need an instructional video. Basically what it is you go to the GitHub that houses Swiss, you download it, and you copy over the ISO for your region onto the SD card and rename it as boot. And that's it. But I do want to check out some games, so let's take a look at those real quick. These are going to be really quick looks. I don't want to do more than like 25, 30 seconds for each of them. So up first we have Wario World. Wario World is one of my absolute favorite GameCube games. I think Wario makes for an excellent protagonist in games. I like kind of being the bad guy, especially in the Mario universe where you don't really get the opportunity to do so. This is a really great 3D platformer. You are going around collecting money. It is, after all, a game about Wario, so it is all about greed. You are there to collect money, collect diamonds, and beat up some bad guys. It's a lot of fun. So MVP Baseball 2005, I'm checking out specifically because I had a ton of problems trying to emulate this one using the Dolphin emulator on my computer. It was drawing all kinds of lines all over the place, so I figured if anything was going to give me trouble, it was going to be this game. And I am so pleased to report that this game runs flawlessly. This is one of the best baseball games ever made. Like, this is kind of the precursor to the show for me. This was EA at its finest, and unfortunately they lost the MLB license, and this was probably their strongest game at the time. MVP Baseball 2005 is a ton of fun, and I am so stoked that it is playing well on this. I'm a sucker for Star Wars. I am a sucker for the GameCube Star Wars games, and in particular, I am a sucker for Rogue Leader. This game is wonderful. I love going through this and doing the Battle of Yavin. Going through and trying to take down the Death Star is just so awesome. As a Star Wars fan, this is kind of all you dream about. You want to be able to go on the trench run, you want to be able to take out the defensive towers and blow up the Death Star and fight some TIE fighters, and this game gives that to you in spades. This game's awesome, and it runs perfectly. I am so happy about that. But this would not be a complete test of this system without checking out the Game Boy player, and you see me here playing Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones for the Game Boy Advance on my GameCube, and this is honestly everything I dreamed it would be. I am so happy to be able to play my GBA games on my TV in HD with awesome video capture. This is going to make so much difference for me. It's mind-blowing. This makes me so excited, and it plays so well. It looks so good. I am so happy. And Fire Emblem Sacred Stones is such a great game too. Like, just side note there, it's fantastic. So all told, what do I think? Not gonna mince words. This thing is awesome. I love it. I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I have been thinking about doing this for months, and to finally be have the courage to actually do it, because I've had this thing on my shelf now for like 2 months, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. So Blair, thank you for telling me to just bite the bullet and get it done. I'm so happy I did, because this is absolutely awesome. You know, with optical disc drives dying all the time, it is nice to be able to have a backup to be able to continue to play my games, because I know the further away we get from when the GameCube first debuted, that the more failure we are going to see. So to have this in play just makes me ecstatic. This wasn't difficult to do. I actually thought this was incredibly easy. This is something that I look at it now and I go, wow, I made this out to be a big deal. It was nothing. This was so simple. I would do this again tomorrow, to be completely honest with you. But I want you to let me know in the comments down below what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the process, and let me know what GameCube games you think I should pick up next, so I can get some backups onto this system so I can play them on my GC loader. Huge thank you, as I said, to Blair. Blair is one of my patrons. You're actually going to see him up here right now. That is BG Reynolds. And I want to thank everyone else that is a Patreon supporter for backing the channel. I appreciate you guys so much. If you're in a position to help the channel grow and you like what we do here, please do consider visiting our Patreon page and becoming a Patreon sponsor that way. And if a monthly recurring payment is not in your budget, please take a look at our TeePublic page as well, and you can look at some of the merch we have available. Links to both will be in the pinned comment down below, as well as links to all of our social media sites. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. That way I can know to make more videos like this going forward. And if you're new to the channel and have not already done so, please be sure to subscribe down below, as well as ring that notification bell so you can keep up to date with everything we've got going on. Doing 2 videos a week covering modern and retro classics. Until next time, guys, I've been Jay. I appreciate you being here and spending a little bit of time with me as I modify my GameCube. Until next time, remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.